So, welcome to a single pattern to drastically improve your test automation. Sadly, I don't look like this anymore, but let's pretend that I do. What is one problem that most of us face with automated functional testing? Think about it for a second. What is one problem that you deal with on a daily basis that causes you a lot of headaches when it comes to functional test automation? Well, I already have an idea just based on my experience and working with people and running the whole blog and doing the teaching. I kind of know what problem most people face, but I wanted to run a poll to see what you guys actually feel the biggest problem with test automation is for you. So I ran a poll for a few weeks and I got 35 responses, which is not the most statistically significant number, but I think it's a pretty good representation of what you guys think. I feel like if we had much more responses, the trends would only further be exaggerated. So the poll that I ran, I put two questions. One question I asked was, what is a problem that you have with test automation? And I believe that the number one problem that people have with test automation, and you believe as well, are that there are flaky tests. And the number in parentheses represents how many responses there were for that answer. And you guys, it was short text answer, so you put maybe different kind of wording, and I still just summarized it into several categories. Another problem that you are having is a lack of knowledge. And personally, I wouldn't really call this a problem with test automation per se. I think that's just a symptom of the IT industry in that none of us ever have enough knowledge. I'm still learning and reading books and reading blogs every single day, and I'm going to continue to do so for the rest of my life. So personally, I wouldn't really consider that a problem, but I can see what you mean. Another problem that you have is frameworks, and I can definitely see that. I can see that you are having problems with frameworks and design of them. I personally have problems with them every single day, still always trying to improve it. It's a never-ending improvement, just like the lack of knowledge. Next, you guys said synchronization. And I can definitely understand why synchronization is a problem for a lot of you. However, I don't think that it's necessarily a problem with test automation. I think it's more of a root cause of a bigger problem, which is flaky tests, right? Flaky tests can happen for multiple reasons, like synchronization problems, element identification problems, and many other problems along the way. So I think synchronization actually feeds into the flaky test, because if you have problems with your synchronization and the application is not loading properly, what's going to happen? Well, the test is going to fail inappropriately or pass inappropriately. Again, that's a flaky test. So I do feel that synchronization feeds into the flaky tests. And finally, there were a bunch of other responses that didn't really have any more votes than one. Like, people complained about how much it costs to get started with test automation, license acquiring, how the process is extremely long to get tools, and many other random problems that didn't really fit into anywhere. But anyways, I believe that flaky tests are the number one problem that we all face with test automation, and I think that you believe the same thing. But to further convey my point, I asked you a second question,